Okay, I don't see the stream for some reason. Okay, it's there. Let me see if I can hear myself. Okay, I think we are live. Cool. Awesome. So I think we ended yesterday on a very weird note that, I mean, my fucking machine was like just not working. Today we have got a way better machine, and we'll do the unnamed message queue bit from scratch. And I'm excited. Let's kind of achieve a place where we can at least do some sort of perf benchmarking for our message queue. But yeah, essentially that's going to be the thing. So let me just clear all of this. Okay, cool. Let me get something to drink and then we'll get started. Be back in just a second. Okay, I'm back. So let's get started. Okay, let me just do this and okay. So essentially, the idea remains the same. We would want to be in a position where we can create a message queue of our own, hopefully with the benchmark latencies better than whatever is there for the industry standard. Of course, there's going to be a few caveats. I want to optimize it for a very specific use case. For example, let's say, okay, what notification am I getting? You need to change the video resolution. I don't care about that. Is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend you use a stream bitrate of 13,500 kilo bps. It's fine. I guess it's all right. Okay, so yeah, essentially the idea still remains the same. We want to have a message broker of our own with kind of our, just a second, with kind of our set of, expected benchmark latencies. And of course, it's going to be tuned for a very specific use case. So yeah, there is that. Okay, let me see if all is okay on the stream bits, because it says the message or the stream status is poor, weirdly. Let me see. I mean, even if it's fine, I can just, Okay, cool. I guess it's all right. It's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. Okay, so we'll do whatever we did yesterday from scratch, but of course it's going to be much faster this time around. So I want to design a message queue in Golang. You can create a UML diagram and also readme. Let's see. So what I was thinking was we can probably start with the gRPC bit today, and yeah, let's see. Yeah, okay, let's see, preview current diagram. Boom, fuck yes, it is so much faster than yesterday. Let's go. Okay, let's take a look at what this said. I think we added a sync mutex also because of us wanting to avoid a race condition, so that's also good. NQ, DQ, length, I don't think we'll need length. But yeah, so producer is going to produce to the queue, consumer is going to consume from the queue. And of course, what are they going to store? Essentially, they'll just store a message, right? Okay, now let's ask it to, I want to write my message queue in Golang. See, I'm being nice, I'm using please and all, but yeah. Okay, awesome. So, okay. Cool. Ru wants to create a new file. I think it did create. So docs, you have a UML file, a README. So let's see what the README also says about our thing. So represents a message with ID and this thing. Okay, we want few things also to be considered. I want to create this message queue with ultra low latency in mind. And also we will be using binary data for communication. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what all it did. I think there's no main.go currently, but that's all right. That's okay. That's all right. Okay. So I think it just altered the queue, and the message queue has a buffer, capacity, head, and tail. I think this is just for the binary bit, and padding to avoid false sharing. Interesting, cool, awesome. So we instantiate a message queue with new message queue. I can maybe probably zoom in a little bit here. Okay, and okay. You have an NQ, you have a DQ, and you have a length. I don't know why length is needed, but okay, we'll probably kind of try to use it for some of our optimizations, whatever, right? Awesome. So this is way faster than yesterday because of course, a better machine. So now next, what I want to do is, can we create main.go with some basic functionality? So if you see, right, this is, okay, I'll let it do its thing and then, okay, so the basic thing is done and it is downloading Go, whatever. So meanwhile, I can just preview the current diagram. So essentially, it's just like this basic thing. So what we'll do at the end, so essentially the end goal is for us to kind of expose methods so that, producers and consumers can interact with the message broker. And probably we'll see how we can do that gracefully. Also, what I want to do is I want to try out different communication methods like sockets and gRPC and see what the throughput is and benchmark it against that. So we'll of course integrate some sort of, I don't know, telemetry or something. So yeah, anyways, let's see. Okay, so main.go .enq is relative, but why, dude, why? This is bad. This model be bad. Okay, maybe I can split it and then just run go main.go. Okay, MQ is not in standard, that's all right. Okay, let's give it and ask it to fix it. I'm using this Optimus Alpha model or whatever. So there's that too. Okay, perfect. Now if I run it, message enqueued, message dequeued, perfect. So the basic functionality is there. It's very simple. You have a message queue. I think this is the length if I'm not wrong. Why I can't find. Okay, why is this not working? Okay, never mind. We can just maneuver around this. So where is our Q? So if you see, you give the capacity in terms of, I think this is, okay, why? Okay, just a second. Let me open up another editor and see if I can do something. Okay, let me close it maybe and then open it again. Okay, slight technical issues. Okay, so this essentially is very simple. And can we go to MQ? And we have a message and queue. Okay, awesome. Cool, simple thing as of now. Okay, let me open up this again in hope of the linking and indexing working. I don't care about your release notes, dude. Okay, I think it worked. So if I go here, yep. Okay, awesome, cool, perfect. Not everything is going to shit today. Anyways, okay. Cool. So we essentially have our message queue with the capacity of 8. What is this 8? So if you ask me, this is set of all unsigned wind, range is this. Okay, so the type is, okay, you're just giving range is this. What is the type though? Okay, cool. You're just passing an integer, that's okay. Awesome. Now, next thing that we would want to do is, okay. Okay. So import path and everything has been fixed. Now, we need to expose methods via gRPC such that clients can produce and consume messages. So while this happens, like a slight context on this. So I have like a very specific use case in mind where maybe the message size is also limited, and we essentially are catering to a very specific use case with the throughput and latency in mind. So yeah, but anyways, long way to go before we do that. So we have a gRPC server for produce and consume. Perfecto. Amazing. Now if I build it, I think there are some errors which we need to fix, or which my LLM needs to fix. I think I didn't run go mod tidy, right? I think that's all. Awesome. Some hotel and go build is not in std. Okay, this, I think this can fix, it's all right. I can just start a new chat and then give it context here. Okay. So we have our swaggers, where, proto, here. So it essentially tells that what is the request and response structure for consume and produce both. So yeah. Okay, now can we build another declaration of main? Of course, we can only have one main. Why is it doing it like this? I think it determined that. Okay, cool. So I think it'll add the, oh my god. What? Okay, so it just pretty much commented out everything. Okay, now if I do go run main.go, of course it won't do this. Okay, ठीक है. We can do one thing. We can keep the, or we can follow this. I think the server has this thing. We can follow some sort of instantiation. Okay, can we instantiate server in main.go in the root directory? This I think will resolve the problem. Okay, I'm excited. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do next? Once it's completed, we'll produce a message, consume it, and then we'll run some perf tests also. So yeah, this is like very bare bones, very like straightforward system design kind of thing. So I thought I'll make a video on message queues and all, but then I thought the best way to do it is if I can, okay, no, this is wrong. But yeah, the idea is if I can show it by doing, I think that's going to be much more helpful. So yeah, that's the whole idea. Okay, I think it got it entirely wrong. What it did was it decimated the server. I think we should have, okay, I think we should follow that internal directory structure. Okay, not aligned with this design. What I essentially want you to do is to have a separate directory for server, for gRPC server, and in main, in the root directory, we instantiate the gRPC server for gRPC server methods actually, and use that later on. Okay, let's see what it does. I mean, it'll work, but it's not good, and I don't want bad things. Simple. Perfect. So it's instantiating a gRPC server, it returns a gRPC server object, and what is happening in main.go? Simple server, perfecto. Register message queue server, awesome. Nice, nice, nice. This is good. This is good, and probably will try everything. So build is working, which is a good indication. Now, how do I test it? Is the question. Now, how do I test the endpoints? I don't think I can do it in Postman or something, so we'll see. Of course, because of gRPC. We'll use gRP curl, okay. Awesome, perfecto. Cool. Can I do one more thing here? I'll put it in ask mode. I want to run this but without the auto update flag, but with the auto update flag turned off. Okay, we're making good progress. Perfect. What is the command? Brew install, no quarantine, no auto update gRP code. Perfecto. Let's do this. Okay, so let's just go out of this directory. We have a lot of things here. Cool. No auto update. Ah, my god, I think it is fucking hallucinating. Yeah, that's the fucking command I need. It eventually, I mean, the thing is the context window is also increasing with every kind of message that I ask, or every kind of context, or every kind of prompt that I give. So that's why I'm kind of frequently starting new tasks. Anyway, so that is installed. Now back to the code mode. I will run what it said. So I'll just spawn up the server. Server listening, okay. Now I need to do this thing. I need to produce it, or error invoking this, failed to query for service description, server does not support the reflection API. That is weird. Let's ask it to fix it. So what is this essentially used for? Now can I do this? Success, perfect. So essentially somewhere in the internal memory of my service, there is something. Now if I can do a consume, one second, test the consume endpoint. Is this how I consume it? Okay, perfect. So we produced something and we consumed it. Beautiful. Can I just break it down into two for two things? Okay, perfect. So we'll use this for consuming. Okay, producers are here and consumers are here. Cool. So the basic functionality is working. I'll just ask it to update the README and the UML diagrams. Okay. So essentially we have a gRPC server. We have two endpoints, one for producing, one for consuming, and both are working, which is a good sign and good progress that we have made. Okay. So what is this used for? So server reflection service. Okay. Let's see. So this is this documentation, implement server reflection service. So also we can do one more thing. We can ask ChatGPT what is server reflection in gRPC. That's the whole point, right? Where is GPT? Try it first. So what is server reflection in gRPC? Whoa. Sorry. What's happening here? Yeah. Server reflection is a feature that allows client to discover its services. Okay, so how do we actually discover the services and its methods? So this is done via the reflection service. So, okay, it's specifically for gRP curl. Okay. So server reflection is enabled. Clients can ask questions like what services. Essentially, it's like the client discovering what kind of methods the gRPC service exposes, right? So yeah, okay, let's preview whatever we have and see. Okay, same error. Okay, we'll fix this. Okay, let's preview. Perfecto. So we have a gRPC server which has two methods exposed, which is one is produce and one is consume, respectively for producer and consumer. It uses the message queue and the message queue service. So message queue is just a data structure. It contains the payload and ID and whatever. We'll of course integrate, I'm assuming some, I kind of want to do the topic bit also, but not right now. And yeah, okay, cool, awesome. Okay, it has updated whatever it needs to. Perfecto. Cool. Now I'm thinking, what next do we need to do? Okay. So we want to try both sockets and gRPC. I'm thinking it should have both the modes for the queuing thing. So we can do one more thing where we can we go to queue? And I just want to see the data structure bit. So buffer and this thing. Okay. So I'm assuming when we call the consumer, or let me just search for consumer, where is it? Message, that's okay. So, okay, server is still empty. What? Oh, okay, I can delete this server, I don't need this now. So server has, okay, wait, where is my chat actually? Just a second. Okay. Cool. So now what we have here is we have a server, it has a consume. Okay, so when we consume with DQ also, that's cool. Awesome. Do we have a validation on the capacity bit though? Because we are taking this thing, new message queue. Okay. Can we add validation on the queue capacity? It should log an error once the capacity is reached. Just for my own sanity. Message queue. Okay, 1 second. Signs and tag, that's okay, that's okay. Okay. I'm just checking the stream settings, by the way. Just a second. Okay, cool. So all that is sorted out. And where is the validation? Perfect. Now can I do one thing? Can I just go to main, or yeah, main, and then new message queue? I'll just do this 10, and let me just run this. Perfect. Now I'll try to produce things. Okay. Why is the validation not working? Why? NQ. Apparently I'm not reaching the capacity. What? Oh, is it like on a single payload? My god. Okay, let's add a lot of things here then. Too few arguments. Are you serious? Okay, let's add things here. Error getting illegal base 64. Oh, I think it's some base 64. So what is this actually? Is it like some base 64 shit which I don't know about? Just a second. Base 64 decode. Hello. Okay, so I need to encode this. Base 64 encode. And I'll give, like, of course, a message. Oh, I don't think you're seeing that. So I'll do this, whatever is there. And of course the length is greater. So I have this. And let's do this. Okay, so it says success true again. Wow. I think we need to, oh, the buffer, is that why we're not able to see? Okay, let me run it in debug mode and see what's happening. Open launch.json, I don't care about this. Okay, and can I debug it now? Okay, dApp server listening at this. Address already in use. Of course it's in use because I am running two things at once. Okay, listening. Cool. Now I just want to see what's happening in the NQ thing, right? So head, I don't know what head is for though. Okay, let's see what head is. 0. Okay, and tail, what is the tail? 0. Okay, let's print this. What is queue.capacity? Interesting. Okay, so I do have this thing here, just that okay, what is tail minus head? It's 0. Hmm. Okay, I need to really ask it what the fuck is head and tail used for. Okay, points to the next position to read from the queue, points to the next position to write into the queue. Okay. Oh, is it just overriding it? I don't think head and tail are working as expected. Hmm. Okay, I think it's going too deep. Wait. So let me see. What is the buffer used for? Enqueue.go. There is a fixed size slice of bytes that serves as the underlying storage. Each slot in the buffer holds. When a message is enqueued, it's written to buffer. When dequeued, it's read from this thing. So when a message is enqueued, it is written to buffer. Tail modulo capacity is the buffer together with the head and tail pointers implements a circular ring for efficient message storage. What can we use? I don't like this. Okay, so there is apparently caching also, as in like padding also, to avoid false sharing. Okay, interesting. So it is a ring buffer. Okay, can you help me visualize how this works? Let's see what it does. Okay. So message queue ring buffer visualization. So we have an empty slot containing the message A, head and tail. Capacity is 5, initial state empty. We enqueued it, we enqueue things. So head always stays at this thing, right? Okay. NQD and then this thing. Now F wraps around, of course, and understood. I think it overrides things. Okay. This I think is all right. That's okay. Cool. Okay. But I still feel. I still feel there is some issue though, to be very honest. What does this do? Atomically loads an address. Consider using a more ergonomic and less error prone instead, particularly if you target 32, see the bugs section. I don't care about that. That's all right for me. Okay. So this is interesting. I'm all right with all of this thing. Sorry. Just that we have a compare and swap also. That's all right. Cannot enqueue new message. But will we ever reach the capacity thing? I don't think so. We'll reach. Also, both head and tail are this. So we have a message. Oh, This thing should be after, right? Interesting. Compare and swap. Okay, I think I need to check it after this thing. Okay, again. Listening, okay. Fire in the hole. So initially both head and tail are fine. Now if I have this, now I want to check the tail position. Whoa, 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 what? Okay. So I gave this in the payload, and the tail position shows this. What does this mean? And it can just be in the ask mode, that's all right. I think it's just addresses though, okay. And the capacity is this. So can I do one more thing then? I'll just remove all of these things. Okay. And do this. Okay. Okay, we got the queue as well. I think it's the friggin' elements, not this. Okay, beautiful. Cool. So it's just addresses and whatever capacity you give, right? Those many kind of entries. Okay, what does this do? Let's see. So we gave capacity as 10 and it's creating some sort of buffer. Let's see. So buffer creates a slice of byte slices, okay, with the specified length and capacity. In the context, it initializes the buffer for the message queue so it can hold up to capacity messages. So it'll create those many slice of byte slices, and that's pretty much it. Interesting. Okay. Cool. I think that's all right. We understand how this thing works then. So this is, what is this? A ring buffer. Okay, so essentially we are not kind of overwriting this, to be very honest, if you ask me. We are, when we reach essentially A, B, C, D, E, when we reach kind of this thing, it'll be like, okay, the queue is full actually. So that's all right. That's something that we wanted. Okay, so there's some debug logs. That's all right. Okay, cool. Now, time for a perf test. Okay. Now we need to perf and check the throughput of our message queue. How do I do that? I actually don't want to just, do this. I want to use some tool for perf and integrate the same within. Okay, can we have like a dashboard? Can we have a simple dashboard in unnamed MQ which users can use to check the performance metrics like throughput? Okay, I think that should be fine though. Simple Go HTTP server, HTML dashboard showing throughput in queue depth. I mean, I would want to do Prometheus and Grafana, but I think we can go with this, right? Okay, a simple Go HTTP server. That's I think that's all right. We can just propagate all of this to the Go HTTP server, and that can, of course, show the metrics in HTML or whatever, right? So yeah. Okay, so before it makes any changes for the HTTP metric server, I want you to follow separation of concerns as well as idiomatic Go design. Cool. Because I don't want to kind of mix everything like the root directory. I kind of view this as like an extensible code, so yeah. What did it do? Did it write something or not? I don't think it did anything. Okay, can you create this? Can you... Perfect, it created an MQ metrics and NQ count, list NQ, queue depth, whatever, and then throughput and everything is also there. Cool, all right. Let me just do this. So we'll run the metrics over here. I can just stop this thing, right? Okay. So metric server, that's fine. Now I want to see how it is actually propagating the metrics. What the fuck is this? Okay, it's doing some weird stuff, but yeah, let's see. Metrics.go, metrics collector. Let's see where this is used. It should be used in the server, that's okay, but how do we give it the metric? So we pass that as a dependency, that's all right. Okay, still doing something, I guess. Okay, it's using the interface instead of the concrete implementations, basic dependency inversion, that's all right. Okay, to view the dashboard, okay, we can run this here. No, not this, sorry. Okay, the server itself is not running, right? How do I even run the server though? Oh, okay, it's just same thing, right? Okay, cool. Okay, we have something very simple. Not this, this is what we have. Let me just close this up. Okay, now, oh, beautiful. It's, it is interesting, okay. We have queue depth is 10 and this is fine. Okay, queue is full. Perfecto. Let me close this. Let me close this. Now we need to add some graphs. Can we add some basic graphs too on the dashboard? I essentially wanted to check one thing. We are passing some dependencies. I'll let this complete and then let's see how the metrics are getting collected, because I'm not sure if it's doing it properly though. But let's see. Okay, but not this, this. And I want to open up the dashboard too. And we have some basic graphs, that's cool. Okay, so now what I can do is I can just, oh shit, not this. I want to produce a message. Okay. Why no graph change? The graph does not change. Interesting. Okay, so we have like a JSON thing, that's okay. Oh, it did change. I think it's updating like very weirdly. Okay, that's not an issue. We can just tweak around this later. Now let's see how we are collecting metrics. So new server, it takes the metrics, that's fine. Handle metrics. So we are in the dashboard server, that's okay, that's fine. Okay, that's all cool. But I want to still see how the metrics are getting this in. So I want to see how the metrics interface is being used. So we have server.go, that's fine. This is just the dashboard server though. This is MQ metrics, okay. How do we collect the metrics? Okay, let's see. Instrumented queue. What? Did it implement? Oh no. Okay. Okay. So it takes the metrics collector and the message queue and then, okay. Got it. Okay, so it's just a wrapper around message queue and updates the metrics on each operation. That's not bad. That's all right. That's cool. That is not that bad. Okay. Cool. So let's go to main.go. Okay. Where? Yeah. So maybe we can have, I don't know, some. So here we can have like, I don't know, the message queue with the capacity of 1,000. Right now, also the problem is we don't have topics and this kind of one-to-many communication, but that's a problem for another stream. Let's see how this performs. But before we do that, the charts do not seem to update in real time. Can I just set Prometheus locally? Okay, let's do that actually. Can we set a Prometheus locally and capture metrics? I think the HTML graphs are not updating properly. If we can do this locally, that's all good. What I'll do is when I push this to the GitHub repo, oh, that also I have to do. I've not even created this, but that's all right. Okay, maybe what I can do is I can just do this, not this, sorry. I can just do this and the dashboard can be here. Okay, all right. Run command. Okay, I'm excited for this Prometheus integration. This vibe coding bit is actually kind of fun. I mean, if this was not there, I would have kind of taken whatever I have right now. I would have taken probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours just for this, and we have done it in what, 50 minutes. So not bad, to be honest. Okay, now we can start the Prometheus thing like so. Okay, I'm getting this. Okay. Okay, I can download this, right? Okay, let me download this. Darwin, alright. Okay, so we're getting Prometheus. Perfecto. Okay. Hmm. So it would have created a Prometheus.yaml also. Where is that? I don't see it, interestingly. Where is the friggin' YAML, dude? Okay, so it's asking me to create it, alright. Okay, so Prometheus.yaml. Let's create that. Okay. What's happening with the download? Apparently it's so slow. Okay, meanwhile this happens, I will be back. Okay. Beautiful numbers on stream. We have 0 concurrent viewers. Amazing. It's like crazy traction. I'm just kidding. I'm just salty. I actually want to show you these streaming numbers. Look at this. Beautiful like stuff. Fucking hell. Alright. Where is my Prometheus thing? Still downloading, okay. Let's go. Come on, this is taking too much time. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, dude. All of this just to capture some metrics? Come on. Voila, I think it is done. Cool. Let's see if we can. It's of course not here. Okay. Let's see where it is then. What? Okay. Okay. Oh, I think I had to move this inside. Okay, can I do this? How do I move this from downloads to desktop / unnamed MQ? Because I think we can run it directly from here, right? So that's why. Okay, cd and prometheus.yaml. I don't think it'll have a prometheus.yaml file, but okay. Oh my god. Okay, I think I fricked it up. I can extract it again and I can move it again, but I'll have to delete this. I'll have to move this, so okay, Prometheus cannot be, because I need to solve this shit now. Okay, I guess it is running. Now can I run this thing where even see this. Okay. Okay, so it's sending some metrics. Let's. Okay, nice. I think request total. That's all right. The depth is 2. Okay, where is the throughput? So we are essentially getting the metrics. If you see here, if I refresh this, it should be some 5 or something. Yeah, cool. So metrics are getting propagated nicely. Now the thing is, I want to visualize it. Prometheus. So what does this Prometheus sorry, what does this Prometheus YAML contain? Interesting. All right. Oh, I can do this. I didn't know. Where? How? When? Oh my god. Oh my god. What all tables do I have? Sorry. Okay, just a second. How do I even do this? Understand the behavior of individual. Okay, which query? Okay. I can just do this, right? Can I just do this? Execute. Start. No? Yes? Query returned no data. Okay. Okay, let's see. But it is running. But it is running, right? Yep, it is running. NQ total. That is what I was running, dude. What is this? Graph. Execute. Status. Okay, so this is up. That's cool. Prometheus, okay. That's all right. Okay, time to give it some screenshots. Okay, this is fine. Okay, let me just give it this also. This is my from/metrics endpoint. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, is it? I have to just change the. Oh, is it because I'm like. No, this is still not returning anything. Target is listed. So let's see what it says. I'm pretty sure I'm doing something severely wrong. That is for sure. Because I do get metrics, just not enough. Okay. Oh. Just a second. Where did it said? Its own metric. Oh, not your unnamed. To fix this, open your Prometheus, add a new scrape config for your unnamed server. Ah, okay. 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 Okay, and can I just check the target health now? Perfecto. Perfecto. What is the thing that I need to search for? Hey, let's go. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. We have metrics. Let's go. Finally, amazing. So metrics are here. Our message queue metrics are here. The only friggin' problem was that the Prometheus server was capturing its own metrics. My bad. Sorry. Rookie mistake. Okay. Cool. Beautiful stuff. Now that we have this, we can add throughput. Can you please add throughput as well for the Prometheus metrics? And this is going to be message throughput. Interesting stuff. Let's go. Now, if we're able to do this, then we'll write a script which essentially will tell us the throughput performance of our single producer, single consumer message queue. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So essentially NQ and DQ throughput, we primarily will measure the NQ throughput first. Yeah. Why do we even need sync atomic? Oh, just to increment things in a thread safe manner maybe? Okay. Cool. All right. Okay, so how are they calculating throughput? NQ and the last NQ count. I think we are updating it every second, so that should be all right. And okay, 1 second, I need throughput too. So let me just do this, and I'll just start the Prometheus server again. And I think my server is still running, but I need to rerun it. Perfecto. So it pushes these metrics every second, and in theory, we should get something here. Let's go. Perfect. Nice. Amazing. You see, this is the throughput. Now let's ask our Optimus Alpha to write a script. A script to measure, to do a perf on the throughput. And we can just give it the grp curl. We need to fire as many calls to our gRPC server as possible for 1 minute. I think that'll be good. That'll be good. Let's go. Let me check the, not this. Oh, whoa. Nice. I have this also. Wow. I have a memory map also. So we'll use this also for profiling and everything. Perfect. See, this is why I love Go, because it has everything. Cool. So we can do some perf testing using this also. Perfect. Okay. Can I just split this, please? And where has this created? Okay. But before I do that, I need to go and check the main to see what is the okay, so we have a message key of length 1000. I'm just going to increase it to 10,000 because perf, right? Why not? So let's do this. Now I need to run the server again. Not you. Okay, and we have our script also ready, so I can just run it. Did we add any logs though? I don't think there are any logs. Anyways, let's execute. Oh my god, I don't think the Prometheus is running, so we will have to stop this, of course, and rerun it. Let's go. I think we should have some data here. Perfect. Can we just remove this? Okay. So we have a throughput of about 280 messages. Okay. I'll just increase this to maybe a minute because we are running it for a minute. So max throughput that we got was around 296 messages. I don't like this. I want to test it using more. Okay, let's see the script. Kill all background jobs, that's all right. Check if time is up. Okay. This is bad though. I mean, 280 messages per second, that's like, well, that's rookie numbers to be very honest. Okay. What do we do about this? What do we do about this? This is bad. Like if you see, this is bad. I don't like this at all. We're not even crossing 300. That's bullshit. Okay. Alter the perf script to publish. Maybe because I was just, okay, I'll just give it this. To publish 10,000, no, 1 lakh messages in 60 seconds. And I'll of course update the main.go to have a capacity of 1 lakh. Now let's see the perf results after this. So it could very well be that, you know, we're not able to publish 1,000 messages or whatever kind of messages. It could not be a service limitation. It could be a script limitation also, just so that I'm clear. Okay, let me stop this. Okay, I think we hit the limit also. Ah, that's why. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That is perfectly fine. Our server is running. Let me start my Prometheus and my script. Let's go. Execute. Can I just remove this, please? And can I just do this? Yeah, okay. This looks bad though. This is somehow even worse. Okay, interesting. Okay. How is this worse? How is this worse, my man? This is bad. Okay. I thought this was going to be easy, and I'm glad it's not. So max we got was around 243, 244. That's all right. Okay, so total messages. It was only able to publish 11,000. Why? It's a limitation on this thing, man. I feel like... that's bad, to be honest. How can I do this? Okay, so what I feel is this shell script. Interesting. So essentially it's a limitation on the shell script, not the service. It may very well be on the service as well, but I feel it's not, because we're starting this thing in a separate Go routine. That's fine. Okay, can we do this? Let's go to the queue and implement some sort of distributed memory shit so that enqueue takes very less. Okay, we'll have to add this also. Generate a standalone for the Go. Would you like a high performance Go gRPC perf test client? Yes, please. So next thing that we have to do is, let me go in the README. So we have to now think in terms of measuring the enqueue and dequeue time also. So essentially we want to measure how much time we are taking to enqueue a message into our message broker queue, and how much time we are taking to kind of dequeue that. That will also give us like a good understanding of the limitations. So yeah, there's that aspect as well. Very interesting, I must say. Okay, why is this in... What did it do? Did it just create a... Okay, just does not realize that it has redeclared main. Come on, dude, this is like basic stuff. Okay, again the main method is still there, so I don't know, the error is still going to be there. Both main and the same package. Did it put it in a separate... Yes, perfect, awesome, cool. So it created a perf client, and then we have this here. Okay, this is fine, this is fine, this is perfectly fine. Okay, Cool. Let's cd into the perf client and let's run this. We can build and run it. That's also fine. I don't care. Okay. Oh wow, this is like amazing. I think this is crazy throughput. No, 1 second. Can I just remove this? 50,000 messages. Amazing. This is beautiful. So it was a limitation of the shell script, and I have literally not done anything on the NQ and DQ side of it as of now. There may very well be a race condition, but look at these numbers. 50,000 messages, or like what, 100,000 messages in 2 seconds. The max throughput was 41,000 messages sent in a second. This is amazing. Or I am just like not realizing that I'm doing some mistake or whatever. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. This is amazing. Cool. Okay. Should we test 1 lakh? Let's test not 1 lakh, 10 lakh. I am feeling crazy. So let's instantiate. Where is it, dude? Okay, the memory instantiation also may take time because it's like 1 lakh slice of bytes, because if you see this, it is going to instantiate the buffer with the slice of bytes with 1 lakh. But it's okay. Let's see. Let me stop Prometheus. Let me stop my server. And we of course breached the message queue limit too. So that's all right. Not a biggie. That's okay. That's okay. Are you ready? Okay. Slightly slower, but okay. No, not at all. I think it's all right. This is pretty okay, to be honest. Okay, 9 lakh messages sent, 10 lakh. So max throughput was still around 50,000 messages per second. Let's see what we have here. Execute this. I'll increase this, whatever. Yeah, so somewhere around 50,000 messages. That's all right, to be honest. That's good. That's good. Can I do some research and check? What is the max throughput one can get on an EMQX client, considering there is only one producer and one consumer? $50,000 to 2. Okay, so we are on the lower end of things. No. This is bad. Then I was happy with 50,000, but apparently that's just the starting point. Okay, so essentially, if I can get it above 2 lakh, sorry, then we are good. Or is it just like the throughput of this thing only? Actually, can we just check the perf script? Perf client. Okay, concurrency 32, test duration 60 seconds. You know what? I'm feeling crazy, so let's run it once again. Okay, so it is slower. Probably because of the multiplexing, because now that we've increased the number of workers, Go has to do extra work to multiplex everything. In that case, can I just reduce it to maybe 10? No, that's also slower somehow. Slower is not good. Okay, let's see what it is doing. Starting gRPC server, that's fine. Context with timeout. This duration is what we have set. Concurrency, is there any sleeps here? It's essentially okay. I've already breached the message queue limit. Apologies for this shit. Let me run the server again, and now what we'll do is what I'm looking for is, why do we even need an atomic counter, to be honest? I still feel that there is some bottleneck on the script. So it also depends on the message payload, right? I'm assuming if I reduce this to some, I don't know. Let's try that also. Let's see. Base 64. I can just base 64 encode, and I can just have like this thing here and this YQ, right? So let's see. So payload size ideally should not matter but at the scale that we are trying to test it at, it potentially can. Anyway, so let me just replace this here. Okay. And now can I just test it? 256 work. Whoa, 53,000. Okay, I think it's just one lag, that's why. I'll just go back to my Prometheus and execute. No, I think it's still like bottlenecking at 50,000 ish. I think it went till 45k. Yeah, that's not good. Whoa, what happened? That is not good. That is not good. Okay, can I do this then? Instead of... What happened here? Is the build not working? Just a second. My god. It fixes something and then it breaks something. I think it's just this thing. Not this one, but this one though. I think it just... No, but this... Oh. But I had a perf client. Where is it? I'll just remove this. I don't need this. Now here is my perf client. And if I can just reduce it to 30, let's see what happens. Do we get a higher concurrency? Okay, that's good. So it is able to kind of do this thing, just that the server itself was not running, so that's okay. That's fine. That's perfectly all right. 256 workers, 30 seconds max. Oh, okay, 55k. I mean, it's higher. That's what I feel. Okay, that means I can reduce it to 20 seconds. It's able to do all of this in 20 seconds, so I can reduce it to 20. It could just very well be, its own limitation, so that's all right. Let's see. What happened? Oh, I think the queue is full. Sorry. I gotta remove this queue limitation too. I mean, when I publish this, it's fine, but... And by publish, I mean, okay, we are at 55k. Okay. It did it in 16 seconds. Okay, you know what? I'm feeling crazy. Let's go this way. So somehow the throughput is lesser when I'm reducing the time. It was only able to send some 3 lakh messages. I feel it's a limitation on the message production. Interesting. I'm assuming if I do this and if I give it like, what, 2 seconds or just like a second. Yeah, I think it just isn't able to publish these many messages in the amount of time that I expect it to. So what if I give it, what, 10 seconds? Yeah, so throughput definitely increases once I relax the time constraints. Okay. Okay, so we're using gRPC here. I also wanted to explore sockets. So now the thing is, it's essentially a gRPC call for every message that you want to publish. So it could be like a limitation on that, which is fine for like a single producer and consumer. That's all right. But the problem can arise. So gRPC essentially is what, HTTP2, right? Let's see. Underlying protocol for gRPC. HTTP2, yeah. That's all right. That's okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is also fine. So 1 byte for compression and 4 bytes for message length. This is what it preserves. Okay. Okay. Interesting. You know what? 50,000 messages though, it's like, it's good for most use cases though. Also, I'm not sure, like, okay, let's see. GPT, just try it. Okay. Max, I mean, if I do Kafka, it's going to be in millions. So max throughput for Kafka server with 1 producer and 1 consumer. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Oh shit, this is okay. 100 MBs per second. Okay, so they're measuring it in terms of data size. That's okay, that's fine. I don't care about this thing. Okay, cool. You can tune concurrency and in-flight requests with concurrency and in-flight flag. That I can understand. That's also fine. 37,150 is what I got. I think if I increase it to what, 5 lakhs. Feels slow. No, errors, I think, because the queue size is breached. Okay, never mind. So 50,000, it's all right. That's okay-ish. That's all right in all books. That's okay. So this is the proto. This is the server. Message queue.proto. Okay, what is this proto for? Oh, okay, got it. There's a service description and all. So this is fine. Now, time to take a look at the queue. Okay. Now, what I feel is parts of it can be made faster. So essentially, there is no topic concept as of now. Before I want to introduce that, I want to see one thing, which is how would this work if socket is there? So, okay, so let's start a new task. Now we have a gRPC server. Currently, gRPC server. I want to add two modes. Sorry, one more mode. Unnamed message queue. So essentially, unnamed MQ, sorry, unnamed MQ should have two modes. One is gRPC and another one is WebSockets. Make appropriate changes in the code to integrate WebSockets. Publish and consume messages via WebSockets. The mode should be controlled by a flag. So what this means is if I provide WS mode as 1, then gRPC mode should not be used for message queue, and if I provide RPC mode as 1, then WebSocket mode should not be used. Okay, let's see what happens. I wonder how it'll do it. I didn't mention anything about code extensibility or design patterns here. It'll be interesting to see what it does. So we're using Gorilla sockets, that's okay. So we'll just run the perf blindly to start with, and we'll go through the sockets implementation and gRPC underpinnings to see what we can tune to maybe increase the throughput. Because if you see the perf script, right, that has just like a very simple message. So if I can show you that, perf, yeah. So here if you see, this is just like what? If you decode this base 64, you'll just get A or something, right? So we want to essentially be able to measure everything with every kind of message payload. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. Okay, perfecto. Now, I didn't even see what it did though. Let me see, where is my... Okay, so we have a socket server as well. Publish handler, upgrade. read message, and then upon receiving it, it'll enqueue it and consume when it'll. Okay, what will happen if it consume? So WebSocket handler for consuming messages. What client to send a message? Okay. Cool. So client has to send something. So for the server to know that okay, the message has been consumed, and then it'll dequeue it. That's all right. Not a bad design to start with, to be very honest. Okay. Now. Can you please update the README and the UML diagrams as well as per the current structure of the code? Okay. Let's see what we get in the UML diagram. So UMLs, I remember mentioning it in yesterday's stream, which by the way was like a catastrophic failure. I was using like a very old machine, and nothing was working. And what we have achieved in about 1 hour 40 minutes, I think it would have taken about 6 hours on that machine. But anyways, we learn and we adapt, I suppose. So yeah. So essentially, what we have currently is two modes: socket mode, which is WebSocket mode, and RPC mode, which is gRPC. And we have measured the throughput for a very simple kind of a message payload, and we got about 50,000 messages per second. Not bad to start with for most use cases. I believe like now we're in the age of like what personal and a very specific tailor-made software. So let's say if you're working for a company, right? And you have a use case and a very simple use case. You just want to consume some data and publish it to all your consumers. So I understand that, you can go with Kafka, ZeroMQ, PubSub, or EMQX, or whatever you have. But think of it for a moment, right? If you were able to just write a very simple message queue, this is what we did, right? We just gave it the direction, and we were able to get 50,000 messages per second. Now, if you were to do that for your own thing, own company, or the place where you work at least you should start pitching that, okay, it's not as bad as it looks. We can truly do this on our own. The only caveat here is you should know how it works underlying. For example, the HTTP2 bit, what does HTTP2 mean? How does sockets work? What is persistent connections? Is it bidirectional? So gRPC also gives bidirectional. So there is one more option that we can explore there. Now what will happen is with gRPC, it was kind of like, equivalent to an API call. You keep on calling and then the producer is going to enqueue the message. With sockets, it's just simple publishing, and we can publish a lot more within the given time range. That is what I feel personally. If I can show you the Prometheus, the max throughput that we had was around, okay, I think because I stopped it, it is not working. But anyways, we'll run it in the RPC mode and test it. So let's see the UML diagrams. Message queue, let's preview this. Okay, beautiful. So mode selection, we control it via sockets mode. Let me just see if I can zoom in. I hope this is visible clearly. So we have a WebSocket mode and an RPC mode, and only one server is active at a time. Now, essentially what you have with gRPC server is you implement the message queue service, which has just a produce and consume, and it has its own like classes, right? It's very simple. And it uses the message queue data structure, which is also used by the WebSocket server. So you have a publish handler and you have a consume handler, and you have a WebSocket API. You can publish and consume via that. Now the question is, how do I test it using WebSocket mode? How do I test the above in WebSocket mode 1? Okay, so I can just export these things to set the environment variables, and I can just run this. Okay, this is all right. Now, okay, so we can use WebSocket. It's like a library or something, WebSocket client, right? Okay, cool. But I don't want to do that. Can we write a new script in perf client which can behave as a socket client, and using that we can using that we can check the performance of WebSocket mode. So yeah, let's see if this is going to work out or not. Now at this point, I'll be very honest. I've just taken a look at the higher level design. The entire underpinnings and what we can do better, it's still kind of not done perfectly yet. Okay, what? Main redeclared in this block. I think it recognizes. What is it doing? Is it rewriting the main file? Okay, it's just rewriting this for sockets only. That's fine. And it'll fix this also. Perfect, cool. All right. Dude, there is one friggin' error in perf client. Expected package but found import. What is the package? Can I just do this? Nope, I can't. Let's ask it to fix this. In perf client / perf socket throughput. What? What did it do? Nothing? Dude, the error is still there. What the fuck? I'll start a new chat. See, this is what I was talking about. So if you keep the context window full, these kinds of things or these kinds of issues can happen. So let's see, perf client. Let's see if it can figure it out this time. I think the problem is we are redeclaring main in like 2 files. That's the thing. Perf client socket throughput and move this. That's all right. We can do that. Not a biggie. Okay, what is this? Redeclared in this block. I can just remove it. I think it's going to be there in, okay. Still not fixed, right? Because we can have some constants. Let me just do this myself. And what I can do is I can just move this here in the constants. And also what's the package main, right? Okay. Okay, and I can just remove this from here. And from here I'd already removed it. Now what is in socket throughput? Main.go. Okay. Okay. I think both of these files still have main, so that's going to be an issue for us. So let's ask it to fix that. Both perf grpc and perf ws still have main methods. Fix this, please. Start a new task. Let's see if the TSDB still has previous data. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. So while the LLM fixes it, I can show you the throughput that we have achieved. 56,988 messages per second. This is pretty good for most use cases. Yeah, that's of course my opinion, but you can of course test other consumers and everything and see. But for most use cases, this is going to be okay. And I think you should pitch for, doing things in-house more. of course, it's a complex use case, then you don't have an option, right? But most use cases are not that complex. That's the problem, and we overcomplicate stuff a lot. And this is my opinion. You can, of course, choose to disagree and, entitled to your own opinion. But yeah. Anyways, okay, let's see what it is doing. It has renamed it to perf client package, which is a good idea actually. Okay. I think it's okay now. It's still package main, which it has to fix. Yeah, this is fixed. Okay, now I just need to ask it how to run how do I test the perf WS now. Also, I think we are pushing all the metrics because it's the same underlying method, so it should be fine. But let's see. So I can go to my iTerm and at least start the server. Okay, and this is in sockets mode because WS mode is 1, so there is that. What? I just asked it how to run it. There's no CLI entry point. That's okay. I think the build is going to fail. That's what I feel. Of course. Now let's see. The build is fine. CD perf client. What did it ask me to run earlier was this thing. Okay, so there are errors and we don't know why. Okay, malformed WS or WS's URL. It's simply not able to connect to these things. Okay. I think it's probably like a port issue or something. I'll let this itself figure it out. So essentially no messages were received, and if I just execute this, can I just remove this? Okay, so nothing in the... Okay, so last update was like really half an hour ago-ish or something. Okay, cool. Okay, bad handshake. I think we are using at one place I think we're using WSS, another place we're using WS probably. Yes, it's not running, not listening. Oh, whoa. It is, dude. It is. Oh, it's on 8081. It is on 8081. That's why. What is the command? We have perf client and main.go. Perf client / main.go. Okay, let's see, where is it? Here. Okay, so it is 8081. That's fine. That's all right. Okay, different error. Perfect. So concurrent write to socket connect. Okay, so now the thing is everyone is trying to publish to the same friggin' port and there is an issue. Okay, we can use the same single connection and publish a lot of messages, maybe like in a for loop or something. We can maybe use the same connection in the... I think everyone is trying to establish to the... So I think the first one should have passed. I think, yeah, there's no log here, but I'm assuming the first one did pass. And it's again trying to reestablish the socket connection in the same friggin' port. So that's why the error is there. So we can maybe use the same connection in the WS perf and publish messages to the same connection in the for loop. Let's see. So I feel like address. Yeah, see this? Each worker has its own friggin' connection, dude. I don't like this shit. No, don't open a connection for each loop. No. Have a single connection and publish messages to that in a for loop. Maybe we shouldn't aim for concurrency just for the starting this thing. Yes, perfect. Yeah, we want a single threaded approach just to begin with, and then we'll make it, of course, more complicated. Interesting. Okay, can you please share the command to run the WSPerf as well? Okay, now we don't want to provide any of the in-flight and concurrency stuff. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see if we have something here. We have 40-ish K. That's all right. So 38,687 messages per second via sockets mode. Okay. I think there was some constants that I created. Why is it red? Oh, why is it red? Maybe this is not even being used. Okay. So if I can increase the time span to 20 seconds, let's see what happens. So we have 5 lakh messages that we are trying to send in 20 seconds. 44,000. The throughput has increased. Perfect. 44,254. Cool. If I increase the time more, I can do this 30 and I can do this as 8 lakhs. Let's see what happens. I think it's slower for some reason. So it's a single connection, and let's see the script as well. Perf client main.go. Where are you? Okay, perf client main.go. Okay, so there is some CMD stuff also happening. Where is it? Ah, it's using this. Okay. Oh, so this is the entry point and it calls the WebSocket perf test. And this is what we are doing here. So let's see. We have one single connection and we have a for loop and we're doing this thing. Okay. Can I just remove this thing? Okay. I don't want this shit. I mean, I'll stop the program manually, but that's all right. That's okay. End time not declared and not used. Where? Yeah, I think it's doing it in 50,000, this thing, right? Batches of 50,000. Okay, interesting. Let's add all of this back. So now essentially what I have to do is I have to think about, okay, wait. So WebSocket throughput is this one. Can I just check CMD perf client gRPC? Where is this? Okay. What is this? Found packages perf client and constants and main in this thing. I'm not getting like a build error, that's for sure. Okay, cool, awesome. So we are running it in. Okay. Oh, the queue capacity also would have been okay. What? Oh. Okay, so the queue capacity was filled, which we did not know about, but let's see. WebSocket mode, 8 lakh messages. I think I'm instantiating with what, the buffer size of 10 lakh? Yeah. Interesting. Execute. Okay, so it's still staying around what, 45,000 messages to 50,000 messages per second. Okay. All things considered, not that bad, but not that great as well. Let's do this. I can just go to constants and I can change this to 1 lakh, and for 30 seconds, let's see what's the perf result says. 41. Okay. Okay, now we need to ask it about the underpinnings. Okay. So, okay, now there are 2 modes in unnamed. Oh, by the way, I'm looking for like a good name for this message queue. I'm calling it unnamed MQ. For like the life of me, I cannot think of a better name. So I'd appreciate if you guys have some kind of suggestions, but yeah, open to kind of interpretations, thoughts, what it should be called. Okay, so now there are 2 modes in our unnamed message queue, namely sockets and RPC. I want to understand how both of these work at the network layer so that I can make an informed decision with respect to tuning these. Let's see. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's fine. So essentially we don't spend, so if you think about it, we don't spend a lot of time in creating connections and everything, but WebSockets is almost at par with gRPC. That's bad. Okay, I'm for sure missing something, but let's see. So there's a detailed comparison of how sockets and RPC name this thing. Okay, by the way, I am looking at the chat. If you guys have something to say, feel free to kind of indulge and communicate, share your thoughts. I'd be more than happy to kind of interact and indulge. Anyways, okay. Okay. So this is just, okay, HTTPS to upgrade sockets via this. Each client establishes a persistent TCP connection to the server. That's okay. The client sends a message using this. That's all right. Client request, persistent full duplex, that's okay, and low overhead after handshake. So that's what I thought, right? Like you don't spend a lot of time in establishing connections again and again, so that's okay. Okay, so client server HTTP2, and this is sockets. WebSocket over TCP, gRPC. Okay. Got it. Ignore my implementation, or let's ask it, so how do I make, so one thing is, I think it's a limitation on the script as well, where we are not able to kind of figure out a lot of things when it comes to publishing message at a higher throughput. I still feel that it's not a service limitation. So let's ask it that then. Okay. So as of now, the perf scripts have had limitations when it comes to want to publish 1 lakh messages per second. How do I do that? Maybe we can try some Rust or something, I don't know. So let's start with gRPC mode actually. Yeah, so essentially what we're trying to do here is we want to achieve 1000 messages per second. Okay, what the hell did it do? Let's see. Maximize parallelism and minimize bottlenecks. Wow. Okay, you can set the number of parallel workers with the concurrency parameter. Payload size. I am using a small payload. Come on, dude. That's like basic. Monitor throughput and errors. Okay. So let's change it back to what, 10 lakh-ish, and let's restart the server. Oh, but I need to do this. Export WebSocket mode as 0 and this thing. Okay. gRPC server listing. So it's running. So, okay, the modes are working fine. That's cool. That's good for us. Now we need to run this. Oh, okay. Okay. CD. No, but it should work. Command line arguments is not a main package. Okay. I think I can do this. I have a CMD. Yeah. So can I do this? Mode gRPC. Whoa, how many errors did we get? Throughput, what happened? Throughput was crazy good. Did we get it here? I don't think so, we got it here. Okay. Okay. What is happening inside this? I need to check. So this is run gRPC, this is okay. Where is constants? So constants is a lakh of messages per 30 seconds. That's all right. Okay. What is it doing? And what are these errors for? Can I just do this thing? So it is able to publish it. That's fine. That's all right. Okay, so there's one message. So, okay, so the server is working fine. But I'm getting these errors. Okay, so let's see. So essentially, oh, it's not ask, it's code, dude. Okay, we need to print stuff so that we know what kind of error it is. Okay. Okay, so now it prints the error. Okay, too many colons in the, oh, why is it using sockets, dude? Why? So we gotta go to cmd/main.go. Okay, too many colons in the address. That's interesting. I think the constant doesn't even tell this. No. Okay, so this is essentially okay. My God, this is like rookie stuff. Uh, 551, and let's start it. Whoa, we have something. Why is it not reflecting here? Come on. Okay. Something was here. Okay, maybe it's too much for the Prometheus bit to check it. Okay, so it is essentially a lakh messages per second. Beautiful. I think we are okay. So it was just the client side limitation, not us. What happened here? Okay, that's fine. That's okay. We can check things like this later. Okay, and let's try it again. Okay, we're getting some 8,000-ish errors, but okay, look at this beautiful peak. 77,000 messages per second. Okay, we are making progress. So it was a client-side limitation. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay, nice. Okay. Interesting. Now I'm just thinking, what happens if I increase it? So in main.go, we have how many messages? 10 lakh. So can I go to constants and change it to 5 lakhs over 30 seconds? We'll still have to figure out why these errors are coming, but let's see. I think it's now that the client is like fully unleashed, the server is erroring out, but let's see. 125k messages per second. Let's go. Beautiful. No, I want to increase the time span. Can you do? Okay, perfect. It's reflecting. 128,612. Amazing, man. This is beautiful. Can I just now change it to 10 lakh? 10 lakh? This is 10 lakh. This is 10 lakh. Perfect. This is 1 million messages that we will be publishing over a span of 30 seconds. Now let's see what happens. Let's see how much time the client takes, of course. So we're not getting any errors, if you see, right? Over the script. So it took 8 seconds. So 1 million by 8 is what, 125k. So that's the throughput. I still feel it's a client limitation. Okay, but this is a good start, though. This is a good start. This is a good start. Okay, I think this is the one. Look at these beautiful peaks, though. This is amazing. This is perfect. Okay, so our message queue that we wrote in over 2 hours and 15 minutes has a throughput of about 125k messages per second. And okay, so it's on a very basic this thing, right? So I'll do one thing. Let's go to base 64. Let's give it like some very complex shit. So key value, and same thing we want to copy, right? So I'll give it what, like some 5 keys. Okay. Oh, whoa. What? I'm pressing some things which I don't even know. Okay. So this is our encoded message. Now let's see the throughput. Let's run it. Okay, I'll have to restart the server though, sorry. Let us run it. So the message payload is slightly bigger now. Okay, it is taking time. So no, not bad actually. 106k messages per second. That's also decent, all things considered. This is all right. Okay. Now, okay. So whatever it did for the gRPC client thing, we need to do the same for. Okay. So let's tell it that. So okay. So the gRPC script perf now has a throughput of 100k plus messages per second. Can you improve the sockets perf script as well, so that okay. Okay. Yeah, I want to improve this. What kind of a question is this? I think we'll still get those kind. Okay. I'll have to change the address, of course, in constants.go. Okay, you know what? I don't like this kind of approach, so we can give it what? gRPC RPC address, and we'll use this in the gRPC thing. So where is cmd main.go? Let's go to gRPC, and there will be some address here. So instead of this, we'll be using this. And in cmd main.go, we will have not this constant. Whoa, where was one second. Okay, so this will be what? WS address. Okay, but what was it? That is something which we need to figure out. Okay, here it is. Is it using this one? Okay, interesting. I think if I what happens if I build it? Undefined address and the WebSocket throughput. Cool. This is what I was wondering. So we have a lot of unwanted scripts. Okay, so this is in constants, right? Let me just add it there. And we'll go back and we'll just update it with WS address. Okay. Cool. Let me just run it with the gRPC mode also. Export, this will be 0 and this will be 1. Okay. And I can just do go run cmd mode will be WS. Okay, I think this is for some reason still slower. Yeah, it's very slow compared to what we were able to achieve with yeah, it's still the same fucking threshold throughput of 40k ish. But anyways, we have a throughput of what 100k for 100k messages per second for gRPC mode. So that's good. That's okay. So okay, now I need to ask the thing to update the readme and so what eventually I'm planning to do is I'll of course create a repo for this where anyone who wants to contribute to it can contribute to it. I know I've not done a lot of things in like an idiomatic way, but this is like just the starting, right? And we'll of course build on top of what we've already currently built. So essentially the idea was to just pilot it and test it using this kind of LLM integration. Now that we know that it's working all right, next step is to kind of course tune few things and like figure out how we can leverage the concurrency of Golang and all of those things better. As of now, there's just single producer, single consumer, and there's a single data structure. what if we have like a distributed this thing where distributed data sources for the queues. I'm sure the latency will take, or the throughput will take like a hit, but that's all right. We want to kind of add as many functionalities as we want this thing to be in. Okay, whatever. Okay, so this looks alright. We made like decent and good progress today, so this is good. Okay, so I think I should be concluding this stream. Tomorrow I'll be streaming at the same time, 12 p.m. IST, and I would want to kind of see you, whoever joined today there as well. Would want to kind of encourage you to take participation and add comments on the chat. I take a look at it, and yeah, just kind of spread the word around if you like this kind of content. This deep dives using this thing and kind of making services from scratch. So I essentially in the beginning wanted to kind of do a video on a system design of a message queue, but I thought if I do that, it's going to be another video on YouTube where it's just some guy blabbing about this is the best practice and this is how you're supposed to do it and all that. But we're building a message queue ourselves, and all the problems we face, the system design aspects will come in. So this is like us kind of really figuring out things by doing it ourselves. So yeah, I think this is probably going to be it for this stream. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing, spreading the word around, tell your friends, all of this. And I'll see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. IST, same time. Thank you so much for joining.